God, this photo of me. I have no eyebrows. Hi, I'm Lucy Jones and this is Musical Memory Lane. I look so young in this. Honestly, that to me is like a baby cherub version of my face. It's changed so much. I've changed so much since playing this. So playing Cosette in Les Mis was my first job, my first professional theatre job. And I remember turning up on my first day and it was the 25th anniversary year. And they said, well, we're going to do this big concert and you'll all be in it. And we were like, yay, great, cool. And we're going to have Matt Lucas, yay, and here he is. And like he came into the room. So on that very first day, it was like, welcome to professional theatre. Here's a Jonas brother, Matt Lucas, like all these like huge names from outside of the musical theatre world as well as inside. And I just thought that's what it was going to be like then going forward. But yeah, very grateful for that role and to Cameron for giving me the chance because I came from outside of musical theatre and really wanted to be in it. So that was my start, but yeah. Okay, We Will Rock You. We did the world tour of We Will Rock You, so I have many memories from this one, but I think the main one for me was I toured with my best mate. I was playing Meatloaf and she was playing Scaramouche, and we both got the job at the same time. She was living in my flat at the time, and we went off on this incredible journey around the world together. So that's probably my overriding memory of that one, but I loved We Will Rock You. I don't think there'll ever be an ending of a show that is quite so epic as that one. It's quite a jump actually to go from playing, sweet soprano Cosette in a classical musical into singing Crazy Little Thing Called Love and doing all the Queen stuff in arenas. We did the arena tour. But to be honest, I grew up doing pop music and musical theatre. I was interested in both worlds, so it felt like a good thing that within my first couple of jobs I was exploring both avenues. That felt right to me. Ghost the musical. I toured, I've got so many tour stories. I've been all over the world. So we did Ghost in China and in Hong Kong and in Macau and in Singapore. And it was quite an experience. I remember the first night that we did of Ghost. It's a kind of cultural thing that people don't clap at the end of numbers in the theatre, which obviously we're used to here. So we did the end of Here Right Now, the beginning of the show, big finish, silence. And we were like, oh my God, they hate us. They hate us. But then the end of the act and the end of the show, they're on their feet and they go nuts and they love it. And they really love Ghosts in that part of the world, particularly in mainland China. The movie, they loved the movie. So yeah, that was an amazing experience. Oh, God, this photo of me. I have no eyebrows. I don't know why this happened. Legally Blonde, best show ever. I love Legally Blonde. I've done it twice, which is very, very cool. But the first time I did it was at Curve in Leicester for Nikolai Foster, and one of the greatest experiences I've ever had working with a director was with him. I'm so grateful. I still do things every day now that he taught me all those years ago, so I'm very grateful for that one. I just actually went to see Legally Blonde in the park at Regent's Park Theatre, and it was so lovely to hear that music again and to see so many people on stage that maybe wouldn't have been in those roles a couple of years ago, so it was really cool. Oh, Jenna. Jenna will always have my heart, I think. Jenna was my first leading role in the West End, and I'd stopped touring. I said, no, I don't want to do it anymore. I need to sit in my house and be a normal human being. It's been about 10 years that I've been on the road, and I never expected that the thing that I would be auditioning for to keep me still would be something so special, and it was Waitress. And I don't think I'll ever be able to listen to the music from Waitress without feeling really moved, and I just could have done it forever. I would have done it forever, and I loved it. I loved it. I was very lucky in that after the pandemic, I got to come back to the role that I was playing before that got closed down by COVID, unfortunately, and we went on tour with Waitress, which was just an amazing, excuse the pun, cherry on the pie. God, I'm funny. Going back to the role that I loved so much and I really thought I would never get another chance to do was, sounds cheesy, but I really mean it, a dream come true. And I loved every minute of that tour, and I'm so, so grateful that the opportunity came around. The first thing that I did after the pandemic was the Les Mis concert, which is what this photo is from, playing Fantine. And to go back to Les Mis, what, like 10, 11 years later or whatever it was, to play the character that I played before's mother was quite a thing in itself. But for it to be in such a special moment and to be in the concert version and to play opposite John Robbins, who's one of my best friends, as Valjean, and got to know everyone there, and it was just the most amazing thing. I don't think I have any negative memories about that time. It was so special. I'll never forget the first night that we went on with an audience, and everyone had masks on, but we could see them sobbing into their masks. And it's just such a moving piece anyway, but to do it in such circumstances, it was incredible. So my character in Les Mis as Fantine, she dies. Spoiler alert, sorry, if you haven't seen it, then more fool you. She dies very early on in the show, and then she comes back at the end as a ghost or an apparition, if you will, to welcome another character into the heavens. And I was in the ensemble between that, so I got to be on the barricades and I got to do You Hear the People Sing, and I did all of Act 2 pretty much until the big explosions on the barricades and the death sequence, as they call it. It is called The Miserables, I will warn you. So I was in the ensemble, which was great fun, really, really great fun. I still can't believe that it's me when I look at a picture of me as Elphaba. This is something I've wanted to do forever. So to see myself green is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is. I can't believe it's me, and it is never lost on me when I get into Defying Gravity and I fly. Again, spoiler alert, sorry if you haven't seen it. When Elphaba flies, it is never lost on me that I've wanted to do that forever. And I love looking down and seeing people's faces in the audience who maybe haven't seen it before or who've seen it a million times. The picture on their faces as Elphaba flies will stay with me forever. What's really weird about playing this role is that when I got the role, I feel like maybe 10 Elphabas got in touch with me and said, "Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. If you need anything, here I am," and gave me their numbers. Or, you know, some of them I knew before anyway. I was in touch with the girl who was playing Elphaba on Broadway when I started, and she's left since, and now I'm in touch with the girl who's taken over from her, and the gal that's on the tour. Like, we're all kind of in touch with each other, because it is, it's a mammoth thing to take on, is this role, and to feel like you have a kind of sisterhood around the world is great. But to have those previous Elphabas that I've grown up watching and, you know, hoping and aspiring to follow in their footsteps is amazing. I've had some great pieces of advice, and there are things that I do in the show every day that I do because Rachel Zucker told me about it, or because Lou Diamond mentioned it, or like, it sounds ridiculous, but they did, and they're so open and warm and giving, and I really hope that one day maybe I can do that with someone else. That'd be really cool.